This is KGW News at Sunrise.
Coming up, using drones to find answers. How firefighters are utilizing this technology on the recent fire that destroyed a Southwest Portland apartment building.
And after 5 days, a rescue crew in Cowlitz County found a missing man alive in his truck. What firefighters had to do to get him out before it was too late.
And we are also live in Salem this morning. That's an iris, my friends.
I know it.
You knew that?
Yeah.
How'd you know that?
I just figured it out.
Did you know that we were live at Shriner's Iris Gardens, Rod Hill?
I did not know that.
It is true. Eric Patterson behind the camera this morning. We'll have all the information you need to know. That's all the information you need to know about their Bloom Season event coming up here shortly. They've been around for close to 100 years there on the north end of Salem. Some more from Shriner's a little bit later on Sunrise.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. We were out in the yard working, and it was so nice to have cooler weather.
66 yesterday. Could end up being day one of 3 to come today and tomorrow, where we only see highs in the 60s. So here we go. Right now we are cloudy over the city. We're at 56 degrees. The forecast includes the chance of a trace of moisture, maybe a patch of drizzle this morning. Otherwise we're dry. And like yesterday, we'll see kind of varying timelines for some clearing during the afternoon. 62 at noon, a very comfortable 67 at 5 p.m. Breezes will be from the west at times noticeable like they were yesterday. That's your forecast.
All right, Rod, thank you. We begin this morning with an update. Police believe they found the body of the Beaverton High School senior who was presumed drowned near Cannon Beach. The body washed up in Tolovana yesterday morning. Crews have been searching for 18-year-old Jacob Stokes for about 10 days now. On May 12th, he and a group of 3 friends got caught in a riptide. A spokesperson with the Cannon Beach Fire Department said 2 of them were able to get out on their own. Firefighters had to rescue a 3rd. Officials are now waiting for the medical examiner to make an official ID.
Meanwhile, first responders in Cowlitz County rescued a man who was missing for 5 days after his truck ran off the road. Yesterday morning, a 911 caller told authorities they saw the tire tracks that went off the road, and they also saw a small green truck at the bottom of the hill. Sheriff's deputies confirmed that the truck matched the description of the one belonging to the man who was reported missing earlier in the week. Firefighters hiked down that hill through waist-deep brush, really expecting the worst, but what they found was the 56-year-old driver still alive.
We hauled the patient up in a Stokes basket and supported with a rope system to get all that. There was about 19 responders total on the scene to make this happen and get the gentleman up the hill.
Officials say the man was unable to communicate with first responders and was severely ill. He was flown to a nearby hospital for emergency care.
Now to the latest on the investigation into a massive apartment fire in Southwest Portland. A lot of people are still without a home after that fire destroyed the May apartments on Southwest 14th and Taylor last week. This morning, several surrounding streets are still blocked off. And as our Daisy Caballero reports, fire crews are using drone technology, hoping it'll help them pinpoint a cause.
We're told this technology is something more agencies are working to learn and adopt right now.
We're taking our students from an entry level and teaching them to be professional pilots.
Scappoose Fire Chief Jeff Pritcher is leading a 2-week aviation course at Powell Butte Nature Park, teaching state government and land management agencies alongside law enforcement and fire officials how to fly drones and obtain their FAA commercial drones license and more.
Teaches them aeronautical decision making, crew resource management, and safety management systems, which are the pillars of a successful aviation program.
Scappoose Fire has been flying drones since 2015. Since then, it created its aviation program, a first of its kind in Columbia County. And after the 2-week program, some students will go through additional training to obtain a waiver that will allow them to fly up to 1,200 feet compared to the 400 FAA limit across the entire state of Oregon.
Our goal is to build a trust climate with the crewed aviation community as well as the public so they don't think we're just out here playing with toys.
Just this past week, Pritchard assisted Portland Fire with a drone to map out a 2D and 3D picture of the scene that will help investigators pinpoint where the May Apartments fire started. This is the 3D imagery they'll be providing on the May Apartments building.
And then we're going to do some very specific photos to help enhance one of the areas of interest that the fire investigators have.
Scappoose Fire used the same drone tech at the Portland Korean Church fire back in February, but it doesn't stop at commercial buildings. This new technology will soon help wildfire crews map out the perimeter of the fire and help direct water resources. They also expect to help investigators with major car crashes. Portland Fire and Rescue says it will continue the investigation at the May Apartments through at least Wednesday, maybe even through the end of next week. The agency is planning to send an investigator inside the building to complete the scene examination on Tuesday. Daisy Caballero, KGW News.
You have one more chance to speak up about Trimet's proposed fare increases. A public forum will start at 9 o'clock Wednesday morning and is scheduled to last until 1. You can testify in person, virtually, or in writing, but you do have to sign up in advance. You can do that at trimet.com. There are a number of different fare increases. For instance, an adult day pass would jump 60 cents from $5 to $5.60. This forum is happening at the University of Oregon's downtown Portland campus in Old Town. After that, the Trimet board will vote on the increases.
All right, before we get to Rod Hill's weather forecast, we're going to take you back to the moment at this weekend's PGA Championship in Rochester, New York. Now, take a look at this shot from a golfer by the name of Michael Block. By no means a household name, but he is this morning thanks to that. A hole-in-one. It's incredible. Like where he's at, he can't tell that the ball went in. So now he starts asking his playing partners.
No way. No way. Rory, did it go in?
Rod, how much would you love to be in his position? Because the Rory he asked there was Rory McIlroy, one of the best players in the world, who happened to be his playing partner. And he says, did the ball really go in? Yes, it did, my friend. Rod, maybe you can explain exactly what it means that he's a PGA pro, a PGA pro at a local golf club, but definitely not expected to be among the contenders this weekend.
No. I mean, Langdon Farms, private, public course here in town, private courses, they all have a head PGA professional who helps run the operation, and they give golf lessons to people like you or myself. So this tournament is sponsored by their professional organization, the PGA. So because of that, they have qualifying to allow these pros to play. But it's like, thanks for showing up type thing.
Right.
I think the Golf Channel, I may not get this exactly right, but I believe they said it had been 30 or 35 years since one of those PGA teaching pros has finished in the top 20.
So it was 1986. That's the last time it happened. He finished 15th overall amongst all the greatest in the world, and he really had the moment, that hole-in-one we just watched.
And really what did it for him was he turned out to have some of the better putting stats of the entire tournament. Of all the pros, statistically, he turned out to be one of the better putters, which is what did it. But that shot, afterwards, he also said, and Roy was hugging me. I'm like, why is Rory McIlroy hugging me? Because your ball went in the hole.
All right, nail the forecast for us, Rod. How about that? Hit a hole-in-one on the weather map.
Okay, here we go. That was amazing. These were pretty good thunderstorms out in far eastern Oregon, mainly east of Baker City and into the Idaho border yesterday. All that's moved off, and now it looks like for the most part will be dry across our two-state area today. We are looking at morning cloud cover. There could be some patches of drizzle. There is, it doesn't really show up anywhere except for on paper, if you will. There's an upper level low sitting on top of us, but there doesn't seem to be any moisture feeding in. So it looks like, for the most part, that upper level low up top is just going to give us a couple more days of cooler weather. At least a chance of a traceable shower somewhere, but that would be about it. Right now we're cloudy over downtown Portland. We are at 56 degrees outside. Clouds keeping us warmer than we otherwise would be. It is 48 down in Newport, and then Salem and Kelso each. Good morning. 52 is your temperature report. 54 out in the Dalles, 45 in John Day, and down in Burns this morning. Here's Futurecast. Basically, cloudy skies to start. The green specks indicate a chance of a trace of moisture. And then, like yesterday, we'll see varying timelines in terms of getting some sun developing this afternoon. There could still be a trace of moisture this afternoon. Remember, there's that upper level low up top, but nothing's really putting out any measurable precip today. Here's tomorrow morning. Similar tale, some morning cloud cover and then getting some afternoon sunshine. Here we are at 8:30 with mainly dry weather continuing. So your temperatures for a very comfortable day: 66 in McMinnville, Corvallis, Salem 67. Morning clouds, partly sunny afternoon coming with gradual clearing across the area. You get up north, the clearing will be slower and probably not as widespread. Longview only 63. That's an indication of more clouds hanging on longer for you folks up north. In our 7-day forecast numbers, 67, 69, 75. It does appear we'll be back up in the 80s for a few days, Thursday, Friday. And then right now we got partly cloudy skies, 75 on Sunday, and I also have 70s on Memorial Day weekend. But please understand, the weather models for this upcoming holiday weekend have not been consistent, which means I expect some changes in the forecast, so keep updated on that. You have to keep watching.
Yes, I knew that was coming. Nice tease. Thank you, Rod.